All right, with the big college entrance exam just 2 months away, let's talk about the hottest major out there, computer science. For the 2026 academic year, CS is set to be the single biggest major by enrollment, with a whopping 2,208 spots up for grabs. That's a huge deal, and the competition is no joke. So today, we are going to crack the code and figure out which subjects are the absolute golden ticket into a top CS program.
So let's start with this number. Just take a look at it. 2,208. What in the world does that number mean?
Well, that's it. That is the total number of spots available for every aspiring computer science major in 2026. To put it another way, it's the biggest prize pool in the entire university system, and you're going up against thousands of other students trying to get your piece of it. And that brings us to the big question, right? When it all comes down to it, which subject on your record is going to be the one that makes or breaks your application? That is exactly what we are going to find out today. Okay, so let's dive right in. If you've ever tried to look at a university's admission guidelines, you know it can feel like you're trying to solve some ancient, complex puzzle, right? You've got all these screening multipliers, different filtering stages. It's almost impossible to tell what they really care about. But what if you could just cut through all of that noise? Well, that's exactly what we did. We took the admission rules for every single computer science department in the entire country and crunched the numbers to uncover the hidden pattern, the secret formula for getting in. Now, to find the real pattern here, we couldn't just rely on guesswork. We had to quantify the opportunity. We needed a system, a way to measure the actual importance of each subject, and turn all those vague university roles into clear, hard data. And the key to our whole analysis is this concept we're calling the decisive subject. Forget all the early screening rounds for a second. This is the subject, or maybe a couple of subjects, that are used in the final filtering stage. This is the one that really separates an acceptance letter from a rejection. It is the true gatekeeper. Our method was actually pretty straightforward, just a two-step process. First, for every CS program, we pinpointed its decisive subjects. Simple enough. Then we took that program's total enrollment spots and just distributed them evenly across those key subjects. This gives us this powerful metric we call opportunity contribution. Basically, it shows you exactly how many admission spots each subject directly controls. All right, let's get to the good stuff, the results. After we analyzed all 2,208 spots across the entire country, a surprisingly clear picture started to emerge. And the results are, well, they're incredibly clear. While several subjects do play a role, two of them just stand out dramatically. Math A and English control the lion's share of all admission opportunities nationwide. They aren't just important, they're in a completely different league. Just how dominant are we talking? Over 71%. That's right. Math A and English together are the decisive key to more than 7 out of every 10 spots in computer science programs across the whole country. That's huge. And this table here really breaks it all down. Math A is the undisputed champion, directly controlling over 850 admission spots. English is a super strong second with nearly 720. Now, Chinese and natural sciences are also factors, for sure. But then look all the way down at the bottom of the list, social studies. It has zero direct impact on the final decision for any CS program in the country. So that's the national picture. But what about the schools that are at the very top, the ones everyone's aiming for? Let's zoom in on two of the most popular universities and see if their priorities are the same. And this is where things get really interesting, because different universities have totally different philosophies. At NTU, it's all about one thing, Math A. Your score in that single subject is the ultimate deciding factor for all 57 of their spots. But at NCKU, they take a much more balanced approach, splitting the final decision across 3 subjects, English, Math A, and natural sciences. This just goes to show you why knowing the specific strategy for your dream school is so important. So, what does all this mean for you right now with just 2 months left to prepare? It means you have a data-driven roadmap to focus your final push where it's going to have the absolute biggest impact. So here it is. Here's your game plan. Your absolute core focus, #1 priority, should be mastering Math A and English. Nailing these 2 subjects gives you a direct shot at over 70% of all CS spots in the country. That is a massive advantage. Then, with any energy you have left, focus on bolstering your Chinese and natural sciences scores. That's what's going to broaden your options and make your application that much more flexible. At the end of the day, this is all about strategy. With limited time, you just can't afford to guess where to focus your energy. This data isn't just information, it's a competitive advantage that lets you prepare with precision. It is the definition of studying smarter, not just harder.
So, we've given you the map, the data has shown you the keys to the kingdom, the path to over 70% of computer science spots goes directly through Math A and English. Those keys are in your hand now. The only question left is, how are you going to use them to unlock your spot in the class of 2026? Good luck.